by Intelligent Qigong with Images, bracket 0, presented by Man-Tim Lee, date September 2020. Introduction. My name is Man-Tim Lee. I am 69 years old, living in Singapore. I am a retired engineer, experienced in electromechanical repair and maintenance of steam sterilization equipment in hospitals. I wish to share with the knowledge seekers that I practice a set of Chinese Qigong exercise for 28 years. It is called Intelligent Qigong as per a reference book. The objective of doing exercise is for health. In that practice process, one may experience self-relaxation, healing, and extrasensory sixth sense for a period of time and then return to normal health. This presentation shall present my record of images for your reference. When I started learning this Intelligent Qigong, I learned from a book. I did it much quicker. I completed 3 sets in 30 minutes instead of the slow version as per reference videos. Caution: this presentation in part have contents and images that may be strange at first glance, feel disturbed to the viewer. When these conditions occur, you may wish to stop or skip to next slide to view other relaxing contents until your mind is settled, then view again. The Qigong images may occur in any time and anywhere. This presentation may contain different places, different person, different time, and different content. The images appear in very short time, typically 10 seconds, and not repeatable. I record where I was then. It was history. Inconvenience to others is to be avoided. The Qigong images came without words. The author wishes to describe its appearance based on its situations, to let the viewer understand the image occurrence conditions. It may tell you there is such a kind of image. The other interpretations, inductive conclusions, are all a matter of viewpoint. This presentation may be viewed like a photo album. The viewer may flip to an interested image, then to view its content. It shall not affect the understanding to the nature of Qigong intelligence it brings. 001A appeared in closed eyes. Before I ever practiced Qigong, I closed my eyes. I see only a shade of darkness. There was nothing to see. Even after looking at the lamplight, close my eyes, I would see a green spot. Very soon, a circular yellow spot changed from big to small. The yellow would cover the green, then return to darkness. 300A appear in dream state. This was the first appearance of image. At this time, I still had not finished learning the first set of the Intelligent Qigong, embrace Qi and pour on top. I tried a method from another book, Deep Thoughts of the Universe by Mr. Lin Qingquan. I used my intention to find a target, let my thoughts drift along to develop. I slept on my bed, closed my eyes, went to sleep on deep thought. I fell asleep. At night, a dream image came. This was an orange color pendulum of the mouth palate. 406A. Appear in dream state. Today in Beijing, China, I finished work. I went to the Forbidden City for a tour. I had careful appreciation of the building architectures there. The next morning, this image appeared in 3D stereo. Golden paint, even the wood grains could be seen in closed eyes. 409A. Appear in dream state. Last night practiced Qigong. I did not feel anything special. Yet this morning, a television image appeared. Its foreground and background were very dim. The television was off. On the reflection of the glass screen, I saw the side view of a book. There were scripts that I couldn't understand. It looked like Mongolian writing. 410A. Appear in dream state. This day, the image appeared was a beautiful scenery in snow at night. A shade of darkness, it appeared like I was flying past a hill. A couple of pine trees on the side. In the darkness, it appeared a silver-white, snowy ground feature. 413A. Appear in dream state. This day, the image appeared was a book on a bookshelf. I could only see its golden boundary. The book name was not understood. It looked like Mongolian writing. 414A. Appear in nap. This is morning sitting on an airplane. This image appeared in a nap. An ivory yellow color, rectangular aquarium tank. Inside there were two goldfish. The water was clear. I could see the bottom. It appeared as if I was there actually, looking down from 1 or 2 meters above. The water was not deep, about 12 cm. On the lower left corner, there was a triangular piece at a shallower level, about 7 cm from bottom. The angular piece could be for reinforcement or for stacking the tanks. 501A. Appear in dream state. Images often come in the morning before I woke up. This image appeared in a shade of gray. In it there was a black fracture. This period I was still practicing the first set of Intelligent Qigong, embrace Qi and pour on top. I consider this may be a certain part of my body subjected to pressure. They about to strike through formed this image. 507A. Appeared in dream state. This day I was on outstation work in Thailand. At night I lay down in hotel room bed, falling asleep. Then appeared a session of a movie. A foot kick onto a grass ground. A low-angle view, action camera shot, like a Western cowboy movie shot. When the movie image was on, my eyelids were pulsing, jumping. 624A. Appear in nap. This was 3 p.m. I was in Japan for work, sitting in friend's car. Because we travel a very long distance, already in car for a few hours, I fell asleep. My eyes were closed. Suddenly I saw in front a few trees very green. It was special that the trees had red flowers hanging down like balls, diameter 15 cm. When this image came, it was like I went into a garden. The trees rose in front of my eyes. The image was a super exposure bright, super stereo vision. When I awoke, our car already left the highway, driving into another road to town. Along the town road, there were trees, yet no red flowers. In retrospect, this super exposure bright, super stereo, beautiful scenery, I could say that I saw a legendary sanctuary. 626A. Appear in dream state. Apparently, this is a duty-free shop sign. It has golden rims, golden lettering, made of copper plate. The rims and lettering were 3D protrude. The sign had a fracture similar to a torn newspaper advertisement. I consider this may be a signboard from an airport duty-free shop. Yet I did not come across any such a signboard, even though I travel in and out of airports a lot. 630A. Appear in closed eyes. I awoke this morning. In a flash, I saw something, so I closed my eyes again to see clearly. There were ribs, skulls, anise bones, ulna. I closed my eyes quietly, looked at it until I blinked. Another image appeared, like looking at X-ray film slides. Darkness in the background. Since the images are of the same nature, I draw them into one image. I thought this image would match up with Professor Tang Ming described. A pile of bones could be seen. 705A. Appear in dream state. Just like this, a person sits on a bench wearing a white-green striped t-shirt. The background was very dark, like in a movie, peeking into a keyhole situation. I consider this may be from a television episode I watched. An interview with a music band member. This image belongs to embedded memory recall. 706A. Appear in closed eyes with slit. When this image appeared, it was like peeking into a keyhole, seeing a part of a porcelain vase surface. During this period, I did not have much experience with Qigong images. I had to think a lot to figure out that this is a porcelain surface. My home do not have such a vase. I do not know where this image came from. 718A. Appear in dream state. This night in my dream appeared a colored image. I thought this was my nose. Seeing this, I became awoken. It was 4 a.m. 722A. Appear in dream state. This night, the dream image was a mountain like this. It was a realistic mountain with golden profile. It has glitters of golden light. 725A. Appear in nap. At this time, I was sitting in an airplane, taking a nap. I saw a stream of colorful balloons, tiny as this image. The balloon seems to be blown out from a tiny hole. These balloons were like bubbles in the liquid. Each has red, green, and blue color. There is a Qigong book describe this phenomenon. 731A. appear in closed eyes. This appeared when my eyes closed practicing the second set, 3 points combined stand. Just when I closed my eyes, I saw a dot of light, similar to a starlight. White carried a blue tint. The light appeared for 5 seconds, then turned weak and disappeared. 807A appeared in closed eyes with slit. On an airplane, I closed my eyes to relax. Then I saw this image. I closed my eyes with a slit was to get some light from outside into my pupil to increase the clarity of the image. These 3 holes, what can it be? Would it be meridian hole Tenmu? Later on, I found Tenmu hole was not it. Yet this could be when the Tenmu was about to open. 813A appeared in dream state. Last night, my feeling for Qi was not strong. No image appeared during practice. Until the next morning, I awoke, then appeared this image. It was an aluminum pedestrian fence. It was lane slanted, yet there was golden light radiated out. 819A appeared in nap. Today I was in Korea, Seoul. It was 9 a.m. I was taking a public bus. My head looked down in a nap. Suddenly I saw an old woman's head. Her hair was combed into a knot. White hair, forehead wrinkles was obvious. When the image appeared, she was putting a piece of food in her mouth and nibbled. I awoke. I looked around at windows outside. Didn't see any old woman. This image belonged to remote viewing. It was because of traffic. The bus was moving slowly. Soon I fell into dream state again. It was like a television being turned on. An image flashed in, a bus and a taxi stopped. From the lettering KM, red taxi, and the vertical grooves on the concrete wall at the back, it was a scene from the Hong Kong Cross Harbour Tunnel exit. The sun was shining brightly. 824A appeared in dream state. This night I was in China, Beijing, sleeping in a hotel. This night was like my mind could travel, seeing scenes and things continually moving behind on both sides. Straight rush to the end. Then I saw a mirror with writing in Chinese. 不为钱 means not to be an unskilled donkey. Underneath was some signatures. I considered it was in a medical doctor's office. 824B appeared in dream state. After the previous image, I was still half asleep. Soon another image came, like a movie film company logo. In it, a bear was swaying its head and roared. Later on, changed into a black butterfly. 825A appeared in between eyes blink. This day I was in China, Beijing. 1 p.m. I was in my hotel room, bending down my waist to wear my shoes. In a blink of eyes, an image of a flying bee appeared for a second. I looked again. There was no bee in my room. 827A appeared in eyes blink. This image was flashed in a blink of eyes. There were a few bees flying around with no other background. It was like a zoom-in camera shot. The bees were clear, the background were blurred. The yellow color may be due to the bees were flying among yellow flowers cluster. I like to watch animals and ecology TV documentaries. I'm not sure this was remote viewing or a memory recall. 903A appeared in closed eyes with slit. This image responded to a previous image about the porcelain pattern. This image showed a flower vase in the darkness. On its surface, a patch of pattern could be seen. This ring of pattern was like a beam of light shone onto the vase, yet the light intensity was very weak. 908A appeared in closed eyes with slit. This was 8 p.m. in the evening. I laid in bed. Just as I closed my eyes, this image vision appeared. Would you like to make a guess of what place this was? I consider it was a drama institute. If correct, this would be a remote viewing scene, because I could barely see a person moving. Yet the speed was close to not moving. Its interest me was the image in an elevated angle, looking down. Even in a movie, the camera would have to raise high to take such a shot. 927A appeared in dream state. What is this? Can you guess? I thought about it and tell you to save time. It had a trumpet opening, pink color. I consider it was a forehead meridian hole 10 mu. When Qi entered this meridian hole, it excited the optic nerve, created this image. 1003A appeared in dream state. This morning, this image started was a sea water level ruler. It was like I was staring at the ruler. In the end of a zoom in, only the red triangle and the red line remained. Interestingly, just when I wanted to get out of bed, my wife walked in to open the wardrobe cabinet to take her sanitary pad. Could this be a prediction of menstruation? However, in the following month, I did not come across a similar image to confirm any such prediction. 1004A appeared in closed eyes with slit. This evening, I was in Japan, Okinawa, aboard an airplane, sat down waiting for takeoff. Incidentally, I faced the window, my eyes closed with a slit. I saw this image, yet when I opened my eyes to look outside, these objects were not in sight. Also, I could not see the eclipsed moon. This image shall belong to residual signal that I might have received when entering the boarding gate. 1005A appeared in dream state. This was also an image appeared before I awoke. It was 3 fingers. On the nails, I could see blood veins. I consider these was my fingers, indicating that the qi were there, developed to the fingertip. 1101A appeared in closed eyes with slit. This image was situated behind a window blind. There was a chair sitting a person, swinging the legs back and forth. The image had movement. Because there was no indication of location, this shall belong to remote viewing. 1106A appeared in dream state. This was also appear in the morning when I almost waking up. It was like a silver-belled fish with blue spots. But just look at the head and mouth, you would feel strange, not a fish. I thought about it for a while. Then I realized, oh, last night before going to sleep, I changed my waist belt. I pulled off my leather belt, laid flat, and held it with my two hands. At that time, the bedroom light was off, and I finished my Qigong practice. The image of this leather belt might have been created in the eyes with a time delay effect. Then after a few hours to reappear in the dream the next morning. 1128A appeared in dream state. This was an inverted white mailbox with a golden eagle. I consider it came from a music video, for example, the Prince Band. In the video, there were scenes that carries mailbox, etc. rotating around. The inverted mailbox might be one of those rotating objects. I thought about during Qigong practice, my arm retracted might receive such an image signal from a neighborhood home, a coin-saving box. But why inverted? This image shall belong to memory recall. 1209A appear in dream state. Yes, this was a skull. This was an image from a science fiction movie. A scene with a glass jar contained a human head. Through the imaging process, it appeared as a skull. The jar also left with blue light on both sides. This image shall belong to memory recall. 1210A appeared in dream state. This image was a portion of the display on an electronic calculator bounded by a circle. When it appeared, I barely could see a white computer monitor. The image rotated in the direction of the arrow. When it stopped, I saw 611. Among the numeric, it seemed the glass had a broken hole on 6. I consider this image came from the TV, Hong Kong Financial News. Prior to news reporting, it showed the interior of the news department. The reporter behind had a desk with a computer monitor captured by the camera. The image rotated because at the beginning of the show there was a globe, and then zoomed into the news department, where the news reporter was. What was the meaning of 611? I consider it as a stock code 611. This image was a memory recall. 1210B appear in dream state. This image, when it appeared, it was like a Buddha face pressed inside a glass ball. I thought about it a long time of where this image came from. After a few months, I watched it again, an in-flight program, Discovery magazine. I noticed the program began with that image. Although a beginning image might not be of advertising value, in an instant flash, it could leave a subconscious impression to the viewer. If Qigong might strengthen my memory, this image may be served as a verification that a forgotten, unimpressive event, the memory may be recalled in the form of a picture. 1215A appeared in closed eyes. This was the evolution of the Tai Chi seen in closed eyes. It was also the development process of the third eye, time tunnel, due to the circle. White color was becoming more. 1217A appeared in picture. This day I was in Thailand for work. At night I laid in the hotel bed to rest, not yet sleep. I saw the ceiling had a projection of wood frame, inside which was a flat flower vase. Especially it had pink, translucent flower pattern. The vase was made from sand-down glass. The vase was floating inside the frame. It had slight movement. My eyes were also continually wiggling. The image was a PNP, picture-in-picture mirage. I could still see the ceiling background. This image appeared about 1 minute. 1218A appeared in closed eyes. I considered being in the toilet was a good chance to test my psychic. Closed my eyes at once. I could check seeing whether there was anything, and that was it. Many images were discovered in this way. These were mirage because in ordinary daily life, in open eyes, there were not any such real objects. It could be seen and not touched. I consider this image might be commonly referred to in Qigong books as fetus. 1218B appear in dream state. This is another internal vision. In closed eyes, I saw a lump of cloud of qi. 内丹 101A appear in dream state. What was it at all? After thinking much, I consider it was a profile view of a Korean king's tomb. 102A appeared in closed eyes with slit. This day I came home from work, laying in bed for a stretch. I closed my eyes with a slit, then saw this image. Half of a sleeping dress, checker pattern with prism shapes inside the checker. I did not have such a dress. The signal was weak, only displayed half. The signal would have received a long time ago. This image shall belong to embedded memory. 103A appear in dream state. Today's image was like this: a white lorry van in front of a person herding a cow. It was a night scene lit by a spotlight to be able to see things. Its clarity seemed to be from television news, yet I did not know of any news related to herding cow. Another point to make was that the view angle was higher than the eye level. Typically, to a Qigong image, it could be in elevated view or the opposite, from bird's eye view. I consider this might be a scene near my home, yet I did not know the exact location due to not enough sign to confirm it. It was a very clear image. I consider it was a received signal from doing the palms up, push and pull movement in my Qigong practice. 1058 appeared in nap. I was sitting in a bus today, fell asleep. It appeared a female in orange dress, standing by a handrail. Her one hand touched her cheek. The image appeared a short time, quickly receded to far away. Therefore, her face was not clear. I thought it was a scene from music video. When I awoke, looked around in the bus, no one was wearing orange dress. This image shall belong to memory recall. 106A. Appear in dream state. This day I slept until 5 a.m. Awoke in a dream because I saw a hand. In the dark, the dorsal side was very red. From this image, it indicated that the qi had developed to the palm back. A moment later, I fell asleep again and I saw a cat leg. The image was as good as seeing a real cat. It was a cat I saw when I returned home in the afternoon. I did stare at the cat's leg. The focal points were the two yellow dots near its pelvis. I would like to mention that Qigong images are often chopped in part, without head or without tail like that, not necessarily a whole picture. It's mainly because I was attracted to the theme. My eyes would be attracted to the salient features and ignore the rest. Another explanation might be the rest was beyond my eyesight. 107A. Appear in dream state. This morning, almost time to wake up, an image appeared. It was a balcony opposite to my home. A person raised the right hand to reach for a bamboo stick. It was a black and white image. There was seldom anybody home opposite. Never did I see people hanging clothes. This image shall belong to residual signal received during my Qigong practice. 107B. Appear in closed eyes with slit. Similar to the previous image, I saw a little child sleeping in bed. The image in my eyes was like a reflection from the ceiling as I was still laying in bed. I consider this as my son's image, a residual signal received in Qigong practice. 107C. Appear in Qigong practice. This image appeared during my practice of Qigong, the second set. 3 points combined stand. The objects were very small and very quick. Two persons were very close to a vertical wall, intending to escape. Obviously, just around the corner was a stairway to the exit. Light was shining in, and from the exit, I consider this was a scene from a movie. It belongs to memory recall. When the qi strikes the brain, it excited the memory to display out. 108A. Appear in dream state. It was 5 a.m. in the morning. In a dream, I saw a pink flower. Among Qigong books, I came across reading description of this phenomenon as red lotus flower appear in midnight. 109A. Appear in dream state. I was at my brother's home overnight. I practiced my Qigong there. In the middle of the night, my brother's image appeared. He was wearing a black leather jacket, his left hand into his pocket. The image showed he was resetting his denture. The image shall belong to external qi signal. 110A appear in Qigong practice. This night, I practiced Qigong until the second set, 3 points combined stand. When my eyes closed, I felt seeing many images, came out one by one, yet disappear quickly. When I was not paying attention, it appeared. When attend to it, there was none. The image interval was momentary, so I drew them together. On the left was an image of a tube with 3 colors, red, green, and black. The middle image was like a small stream with liquid flowing down. These 2 images shall belong to body internal structures, Qi diffusion phenomenon. It was the Qi developing the muscle tissue strand. Blood vessel would not have 3 colors. The image on the right was a balcony side wall of my neighborhood. This time period, the neighborhood already moved away. An ordinary person would be afraid of danger, not to have sat on the balcony wall like so. I consider this was once a decoration worker who sat there. 110B fell in Qigong practice. This image continued from the previous one. These were very quickly faded away images. On the left, it was a piece of fish scale in gold color. The lower image was a table edge where a chopstick hanging with something like hair. Now that I think of it, it was a noodle-making show seen in the Hong Kong Peking restaurant, an embedded image received. The upper image was like myself situated near the edge of a cliff. It should be the Qi signal collected from Niagara Falls in America that I visited before. On the right, it was a person sitting. I do not know when was the signal received. These images were belong to memory recall. 117A appear in dream state. Today in dream state, the image was like seeing the darkness of space. There were dots of light and nebula. 117B appeared in closed eyes. This day I was in Taiwan, Taipei. Just as I started practice my Qigong at night, immediately I saw an image. It was a signboard, a barber shop. This image shall belong to external Qi signal. 118A appeared in dream state. Last night I was in friend's house, talking to each other. Today appeared an image like this. My 2 friends in X-ray transparent view. The friend on the left sat on a cosmetic stool. His spinal cord could be seen. The friend on the right, only his teeth could be seen. 119A appeared in nap. This day I was in Taiwan, Taichung, outstation for work, seated in a car, traveling and fell asleep. It was then I saw an elliptical shape, concave down organ, with many spikes and 2 dark spots. I do not know which organ it was. It may be an enlarged view of inside the stomach. If so, this image shall belong to internal viewing. 122A appeared in dream state. Today's image was a gray background. There was a drawing, a cut tree block. On top of the tree head, 4 kanji appeared. Milkawa is eternal. It may be from a Japanese cartoon movie shot. This image shall belong to memory recall. 124A. Appear in closed eyes. This afternoon, in a time break, I closed my eyes and appeared this image. Now that I reviewed, it was an initial form of a Tai Chi, yet I still could not say it was a Tai Chi because it did not have the exact shape. I had to compare with subsequent images to know about it. 203A. Appear in dream state. This night, I was in the Philippines. In dream state, I saw a round ball. Inside it had a black goldfish swimming. The water background was orange color. The image was flashing to depict its motion. The round ball later transformed into a trapezoidal shape, and the black golden fish could be seen only the bones. 205A. Appeared in closed eyes with slit. Today I was on the airplane. Just went airborne, closed my eyes and saw something. So I changed into closed eyes with slit to make the image clearer. This image appeared to be seeing myself sitting opposite to me. My front was the back of another passenger's seat. The window was at the rear of my eyes that I could not see. The slanted ellipse was by light contrast, like a slanted eye. 205B. Appeared in dream state. Today midnight, in dream state, I saw a head like so. Brown face, the eyes was like crystal. At first, I thought this was an extraterrestrial. Yet, when I see more clearly, the top was very flat. The nose also very flat. Therefore, it was an hand-drawn. It might be from a Japanese cartoon movie shot. This image shall belong to memory recall. 207A. Appeared in nap. This morning I was sitting in a bus. In the compartment I fell asleep. Soon I saw 4 wooden handles of barbecue forks. Another moment I saw an image of a young girl, feeling she was sitting next beside me. Hence I could only see her shoulder and her hair tied in horsetail style. She was wearing a brown thin wool jacket. Even the quality of the wool could be seen. The checker pattern was in blue and red. From these 2 images, I could understand that there was once someone put barbecue fork on the bus floor, and a female sat on where my seat was. This image shall belong to residual T signal. 207B. Appeared in closed eyes with slit. Today I go outstation for work again. On the airplane, I do the closed eyes with slit. I saw a slanted shadow of an eye. Inside the pupil, there was a person standing. Below the eye, I could see the blood vessels, veins in yellow. This image was a weak retro sight. To be continued on the next video. My Intelligent Qigong with Images, bracket 1. Thank you for watching. Have a good day. Peace to the world.